mentioned, we're going to be riding in a group, which is really powerful, but we also want to stay safe as a group. So some of the things to keep in mind are we'll have some folks in the beginning, in the front, the middle, and the back. Number one, use your voice. So we're going to be calling out when we're going to be rolling. So you'll hear rolling, which means we're going to move forward as a group.
Hi, so I'm Carmina. I am the Campaigns and Outreach Manager at ACT LA. We are here today advocating and organizing for a bus/bike lane. We came about this need because we are advocating for just better bus service in general at Metro. And the way that people will have more frequent bus service is if there's a bus lane and priority bus signals. We named Vermont as the priority corridor back in 2021 when we had a transit camp where a lot of our community residents felt that Vermont was like the place to have a bus priority lane. We want to advocate for a permanent bus lane.
My name's Tafari. I work with Ciclavia. Nice to meet everyone. Great ride today. I'll let her kick it off really to talk about the Village Marketplace's great center and a health food store here in South LA. And then I'll talk a little about Ciclavia and the mobility hub project we're working on together.
Well, hello everyone, welcome. So my name is Myra and I am one of the co-executive directors here at CSU. So CSU is Community Services Unlimited, and that's the nonprofit that owns the social enterprise, the Village Marketplace. So in my role as executive director, I manage the market. My colleagues, Heather and Chris, manage our other programming. And so here in the store, we really work to provide access to healthy food for community members. And so we make it so that everything, is priced well, high quality. I work with small farmers, local growers, small businesses. So when you go in, you can take a look around. We have like some new ice cream that we got from someone, some new bread. And so we just really work to try to bring in high quality foods to the community and just to make everything accessible. We accept EBT, so CalFresh food stamps for everything, and just really try to make it a community space where people can come. We have our table where y'all can eat, so our community here.
It's been great watching the organization. I was involved with the original design charrettes for the marketplace, so being involved in watching it grow and develop into this beautiful space, really unique in all the city, really, but then really a shining jewel in South LA. It's been great. As part of their next venture, which is this organization has purchased we passed the block on the way here, the block next door. They bought the 4 lots on the southern end of that block, except for the big apartment building on that end, and they're looking to build 40 units of fully affordable housing on that site. And so, bringing more affordable housing to the community as part of a cohesive vision around how we do development in our neighborhoods, right? And as part of that project, we've been talking about and working on what is called a mobility hub, which is a way so part of that project is that it's a 40-unit development on a transit-oriented street, right? Vermont Boulevard, as we're talking about with the bus lane and bike lanes, this is already considered a transit-oriented neighborhood. And so all the developments along it can be built. If you do affordable housing, you can build them without parking. Of course, that could be a tension point for neighborhoods, right? Building new housing and not providing parking. But then that's one of the reasons why housing is so expensive to build is because you have to build parking with every unit. So that's one reason why housing costs have gone up in our city, because of that connection. So that's one reason why it's positive to disconnect that, because then you can actually build cheaper housing and actually rent it for cheaper. But the challenge is, how do you make sure that you're not overloading communities with cars and making it over-parking neighborhoods? As we know, in certain neighborhoods, I lived in K-Town for a very long time. Like, K-Town is one of the neighborhoods where it's impossible to park, right? But you don't have to necessarily have a car to live, right? And so the idea of how do you build housing that has services that can allow folks who live there not to own a car, that's what a mobility hub is. And so the mobility hub will provide access to public transit services, car share services, and bike share services. So residents who live there and in the surrounding neighborhood will have access to transit services that allow them to live car-free or car-light. And so that's the vision for that site over there. Really excited about that. Mobility development partners and a lot of folks here, different organizations here are working on that together and working on other transit service and transit programs in this community to ensure that residents don't have to live with this vision of car ownership as being the only way to live in a city, but can have other means to get around. LA can be like other cities like that, and that's the work.
Thank you again for the educational piece. We definitely wanted this to be, as much as it is a community ride, it's with intention to keep our work moving forward. Definitely want that to be at the forefront with these community rides. Like, what's our purpose? Why are we here? And how do we do it as a collective? So thank you all for your participation.